Hello, everyone. I hope everyone's day, night, evening is going good. I'm on here because, one, I was told to put a video up with this. Because truthfully, I know whoever will have something to be blank about what I'm going to say. And truthfully, no, it's a friggin' wake-up call, okay? That another thing needs to stop. I am tired of seeing this happen. Like, really. I don't know why, people have to take advantage of people. You do know, once you do that, it will come back to you probably the same or worse. It depends on that person. How, you recognize that it's a lesson to you. See, God, Spirit, even the underworld isn't playing around anymore, okay? So listen up. Before, you got a little, whatever. Sometimes it was bad, when it got returned back to you. But they're trying to let you know now that, paying attention to things and knowing what actually needs to be done, to make our world better. Because everybody is so wrapped up into, I have to work in order for me to do this, or pay this. Some, they're worrying about paying their bills. Others are worrying about, buying this. Sorry. Allergies. Buying this, buying that, whatever. And some need to, work constantly. It's always about money instead of paying attention to how we can, fix and make it better. The thing is, what I'm saying, okay, now, if you're with someone, okay, you're with that someone, if you're not ready for a commitment, You say it. You know, I said this in my other videos. Don't string along people, or anyone, I should say. Now, what don't anyone get? You know, if you're out there with different ones or whatever, and you do, you know, and if you're not careful, you know, like, oh, we're not ready for a kid or whatever. Okay, but you're not careful. Now, if you don't admit that you're not ready for a commitment or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, then you make sure that you are friggin' careful. Okay, because with that, as you know, I said in my other videos, if you are with a whole bunch, you are bringing back to the one that you're supposed to be with, whoever you sleep with, karma, etc. If they have something, you're bringing that back, you know, whatever. And then something else comes along. Now you're having a kid. Huh. You could take that two different ways. You know, God thought that you were ready, or to, you know, help you, you know, take on, you know, responsibilities. You know, you need to nurture that baby. Or, you know, stupidity. You weren't careful. And with some, you know, it is that, you know, one's, oh, I have to trap them, you know. That doesn't apply anymore, okay? First of all, I don't know why anyone has to trap anyone. If you are meant, you're meant. You know. I mean, come on. All that stuff went out the window, you know, years ago, where ones don't take responsibility. Everybody's trying to keep up with everybody, or, you know, be somebody else instead of yourself. Now, take. Uh-oh, we're having a kid. What I can't stand, oh, here we go, all day long. Kiss my ass. Anyway. Oh, shut up. Okay. Bye. Anyway. Oh, yeah, other than that, so they're still trying to send somebody, but it's coming at you even worse. I hope you like it. Anyway, let's get back to this. Oh, here we go. Hold on. Okay, sorry. I had to go help somebody. What I can't stand is, especially with the trapping somebody, that I cannot. Never mind. I'm not going to get into it. I mean, you can figure it out how it makes me feel. Imagine way worse how it makes spirit feel. The thing is, you're supposed to be with just one person, okay? I mean, I'm not condemning or knocking, whoever wants to, with others, whatever. That means that you're not ready for a commitment. But like I said, if you're with this person a long time, why are you with others? And then a kid comes. What I don't get is, you both know one of you is cheating, or both of you are, and you know it. Why is it that, and before anyone gets it twisted, but we all know it's not only the women, okay? It is the men too. But in that little case is, of, you cheated, but you're with whoever, that person. And you find out that you're pregnant. That person that you're with is all through it, okay? But deep down, and also, if, others know about it, that you're not sure that it's that person's. So, and also, listen up, men. You probably already know this, but some don't, especially the younger ones. Why would you take that man that you're with for a while, long time, thinking that that child is theirs, okay? Now, they're there through the whole entire thing, through making a bond with the child. Signed the birth certificate. And then a few years later, maybe a couple, whatever, that man overhears or whatever and finds out that that child isn't his. But all along, you knew, but you allowed for them to sign the birth certificate. So that meant that it tied that person in, maybe because that person has more money or whatever. Doesn't matter. You do not allow that person, when you definitely know. But first of all, if you cheated and bam, you get pregnant because you slept with both, you should always wait or whatever to find out before a person gets really bonded thinking that it's their child. I see that plenty of times. I mean, hey, they do it, on movies. They do it on TV shows. You see it, okay? And it still doesn't wake anyone up. The thing is, once that birth certificate is signed, now, sometimes these men don't know. And then, because you've found out, it's like whoever signed has to pay child support, or if the father gets custody, whatever. You know how it goes. But in these cases, some find out who the real one is and blah, 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 whatever. But the real one, didn't want to come around or whatever. Okay, the thing is, you signed, you made the bond, then found out that it wasn't yours. Well, when you go to court and all that, because you signed, well, now you're as the father. So you're tied in. So my case is, either way, if a person bonded with that child and then years later or whatever, well, guess what? And people knew. It wouldn't matter if that child wasn't mine or not. The real ones weren't around. You made a bond. That child, thought you were the real father or whatever. Truthfully, I would set aside that the child isn't yours. And especially if you already signed the birth certificate. So legally, it makes it yours. And whatever happens, it depends on who has custody and the child stays with, gets the child support. Whatever. You know how that all works. If not, look it up. I'm not going to explain. Truthfully, because it was done, and especially if someone knew, but you signed it. I wouldn't care if that was mine or not, because you already made that bond. What is that going to be like when that child that had the bond with you had to go away from you because you both split or whatever? Truthfully, I would take full custody of that child. Instead of putting that child through all that. Oh, well, that's not your daddy. Anyway, this is yours. And then, in some cases, the child goes with the mother and, the real one and all that. But the real daddy, leaves or whatever because they really don't want a child yet. It depends on each situation, whatever, or how a person is. Some just leave the child, with the grandparents while they go do whatever. We all know it depends on a situation. And I'm not telling people to assume either. Well, that's not my child. I don't know if I want to, assign, blah, 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 whatever. I'm just bringing this up for ones who know that it was going on. I'm not saying everyone does it. This is why I say people need to speak up instead of dragging people through stuff. Especially when you have children or a child. And if you don't, tell a child, I don't want to say correctly, where it doesn't, thinking that it is their fault. Doesn't matter if you made a mistake or whatever of, I got pregnant, we got pregnant, whatever. You don't tell the child, oh, well, we got pregnant by accident, I didn't realize that I took, whatever, late or whatever. No. That is one thing that you have to be responsible for. Take the pill or whatever you do, every day. You cannot miss. And to let people know also, it depends too. If a child is meant, you can get pregnant on the pill. Just to let people know. It depends what type of it, it is also. And also if you're, on the pill over 7 years, you have to, switch occasionally or go off of it for a little bit, not long, and then you have to, go back on it or something like that. I forget. You have to, check that out. But if you're on it a long time without, taking a break or whatever, apparently it will mess up of having kids. And apparently, I mean, I didn't look into it yet, but apparently, if one's, I'm speaking to the ones that are also having problems having children and they're trying. I mean, like I said, it could be different reasons. But also, it could also mean that, say it was because of the man's side. They said, it said, I have to find that article, because I couldn't read it all the way. I don't know. If you eat celery before it lowers the sperm count. I don't know. Look that up. I mean, that's what I read. But then I had to, I really do. I had to go hurry up and do something. And I hope I saved that. Because that one was like, I gotta read this. But anyway, I just threw that out. So if you see that article, read it or whatever. But I've been meaning to bring this up for, a while. And I didn't. But for some reason, I'm seeing it more and more. I thought I saw it a lot, way before I got on here and doing this. Thing is, why people have to do crap like that? I mean, with some, yeah, okay, you did it, you trapped them. Doesn't matter what it could be. You don't try to trap somebody. A woman trying to trap a man, thinking that they're going to stay or whatever, or stop cheating or whatever. Same thing. You can't trap a woman, because, you only want them. Same thing. Or, what I can't stand is, these ones who try to blackmail you to stay. What is that? You're trying to do scare tactics? Again, why do people do that? If something is, I don't know, something that needs to be solved or whatever, solve it. Don't do scare tactics, or don't put fear in people's, throw it in their faces, or, this is what I'm saying. People need to start using their own mind. If you feel that you are thinking negative, whatever, let's not say we did. Yeah. You know, think to yourself, say, okay, that's not me. I don't think negative, or I wouldn't dare do that. Throw it away. Go release it. Ask spirit, whoever you speak to, of the light, to bring yourself back. Whatever happened to, you could walk down the street, give someone a smile, like a gesture, to say hello or whatever. If somebody, I say hello to somebody and they were grumpy and, started at me, now it depends, when, if I have time, I would go up to that person and say, hey, I knew you were, you looked down or whatever. I was trying to, make you happy or whatever. Change the, whatever, to make you think of something else. And then people put the fear in people by, I don't want to say it's controlling your mind. Right now I can't think of what it is. Of ones, oh, they're only being nice because, they want something. Or they want your money, or, they expect something. Why do people have to, instill things into people's minds instead of telling the truth? And, teaching with the truth of something that you know about. Everyone learns every single day. And if it's something simple or whatever, some with, stuff like that could be brought up that they weren't allowed to do stuff. Or this one, which really, I don't know what to call all that. I couldn't stand when if I painted, walls or whatever, or I used a drill, I used a screwdriver. What was I going to do? Sit around and wait for someone to do it? No. I watched. I learned. But the thing is, I always got, you shouldn't do that. You're a woman. Okay. So what? And this isn't telling ones, because we all know that it is out of hand about that too. where these women, because of, oh, you're a woman, you're supposed to be in the kitchen or whatever. Some of these fanatics, or whatever you want to call them, I don't know, and truthfully, I really don't care. Go out there. Oh, I can, show these men that I am better. I could do what they can do and all that. Why does it have to be a competition or whatever? If you can do it, you do it. I had to do it because, I got tired of waiting. And of what my job was, I had to do it. I said this in the very beginning. I put sheetrock up. Of course I had, because one person can't just, carry or hold it up. I did sheetrock, spackle, whatever, electric, all different things. Because I had to do it. It's not that I was in competition with anybody, or because I wanted to make a statement that a woman could do it. Who do you think when, our men went to war, the women had to go and do their jobs in the factory and whatever else? Now, I'm glad, and I salute, the military. Women, go in there. Now, the thing is, it depends. With some, the women aren't treated right. It doesn't matter if you're in the military or whoever or whatever. Nobody gets treated like that. Why? Because a woman is around all men? Now, you have to pass the test to get in. That woman passed. So that means that she could do it. Okay? Doesn't mean that, they're in competition with any of you or whatever. And don't get me wrong. All aren't like that. Okay? Let's not say we did. Good. No, you're done. That's, No, lower. Ah. No. Lay down. Go get your baby and we'll play. Go get your baby. No. But anyway, hold up. Somebody's... Enough. That's better. Sit. Come here. Go get your baby. And I'll go play. Alright? Good girl. Everyone knows what I'm speaking about. Okay? And it's not everybody. I'm just putting it out there. That gripes me. To have people think that they can have control of everything or whatever, or throw in scare tactics or blackmail or whatever. etc., to trap somebody. Again, don't you think, everyone thinks that only happens to ones who do magic, the evil way, or to harm people, etc., that it will get returned. No. In our everyday life, you do something, it will be returned. Whether it is in good karma or bad. And it depends what it is. You either get more of, a good deed that you did, or you could get even worse of the bad deed you did. You gossip about people. Well, would you like anyone to gossip bad about you? Well, it will come even worse back to you. And more, of, if you speak about somebody and you spoke about that person, in a good sense, more in whatever way of good you'll get back. Now, to say everyone thinks that you only get money, that's what success and I can't think of it now. No, it could be in all kinds of form. You could get a better job. Or, you meet up with the right people. Whatever it may be. Like I said, everyone needs money. You have bills to pay and whatever. The thing is, if people don't speak up about everything in all my videos, if people don't start to speak up, like what I'm talking about now, about, if people know that, okay, there's a chance that that child isn't this person's, don't drag anybody along. And don't stay with that person because, he's the better one for this child or whatever. Well, you talk it over with that person. I could see that he would be, if the real one doesn't want to have anything to do with it. Now, that's if the other one, the one that is a better one, knew that you were pregnant before and still wanted to be with you and, step up to take care of the kid. You all get what I mean. Thing is, like I said, we all need money. But it doesn't buy love. I mean, some try to do that. I mean, sometimes it works. But after a while, it will come back to you. Ones who cheat and don't, come out and say, well, I'm not ready to commit or whatever, move on. Go find somebody that, whatever. You shouldn't have to cheat. But it's, people waste money also. And I already explained all of it in the whatchamacallit, in another video. The ones that think that these ones over here or whatever don't deserve it. So they try to get it all. What's that going to do? You do know that it will come back to you. You'll meet up with somebody. God will bring you somebody. And all that money will be taken. Because, or given back to whoever you did it to, or whatever. As the saying goes, God moves in mysterious ways. That's what I don't get. People, I shouldn't say people, all of us, don't take the time. We, or some, I don't know. I don't know any of you, so I don't know how you were told or whatever. What you put out, you get back or whatever. But a lot of times, it's put in there, you get back what you, put out or whatever. Don't explain. But thinks that it only pertains to that one thing. No, it's for everything. What anyone does. With some, if you do something and you know that you're not supposed to, we'll get it, right away. But with some, in very little, but then. When I say little, it's like, okay, you need to stop, you need to do this, you need to do that, whatever. It doesn't matter what you did. Because there's a lot of things out there that people do. And if you ignore it, well, and you keep on doing stuff, bullying, whatever, and you don't teach ones the correct way, more you ignore all the signs, you will get it, as in, I say, forced to pay attention. You know, uh, you know, I was supposed to, put this up for another thing that you need to pay attention to. And again, none of this, what I said, should be twisted into something else. None of this is knocking down whoever. I'm not, all women should stick together. All men should stick together. Women and men should stick together, as in, helping each other. If, like, saying, if, say, I was dating somebody and you're their friend, you knew your friend was wrong, I expect you to tell me. That's what I mean. Or tell your friend, hey, you should let them know, or whatever. Whatever the situation is. I'm not knocking anybody down. I'm just throwing out, as I grew up, that's what I saw through experience of seeing it. And it kept coming up. But it's getting worse. It seems to me everything that's being brought up is about to get worse. So I'm told, when I get these, being told about it, and then all of a sudden, to me, when I get a whole bunch of, every time I flip through or whatever, or hear it from a conversation, passing by, same thing, that it's about to get worse. And it's, okay. Apparently, all this stuff is getting worse because of these ones who actually do stuff is getting perturbed of ones speaking up. Now, first of all, it depends on the situation. You don't let those people, whatever, know. You just go straight to the authorities, etc., etc. Or to the person. It depends on the situation. Everyone's getting mad because, sorry, whether you like it or not, I was told to make a team empire. Okay? That is for across the board, around the world, that everybody gets together. We need to stop this and make it better. We should have been way better than we are now in 2024. Now, for those ones that, like I said, oh, someone else will, do it, or call, whatever. Well, if everyone stands there or whatever, oh, someone else will do it. In the meantime, it will be too late. And it's called assuming someone else will do it. And it's also called, well, you got put into you so much fear that, oh no, you need to be quiet. We shouldn't do that. It might come back to us or whatever. Fear. I will tell you, and it's another saying, if I can do it, anyone can. I grew up where everything was feared. Or anytime I spoke, shut up, you don't know what you're talking about. Okay? It didn't matter who it was. Okay? Little by little. I mean, don't get me wrong, I fear nothing, okay? Because of what I had to go through, with the spiritual warfare and stuff like that since I was a baby. Thing is, little by little, when I first went on whatever, the computer or internet, little by little, I used to tell people stuff, to do it. Because, I was always afraid to speak up. Little by little, to help people. And then I finally came here which took me, it was a lot of courage for me to do this. Plus, like I said, I kept getting, you need to do it, you need to do it, you need to do it, you need to do it. I was being told. So, I'm not perfect in, how I speak or how I'm doing stuff. As long as I'm helping somebody when, I get these messages and stuff like that. And again, I don't know what these messages are or who they're for. Only that person or people will know. Because that comes in with, the blackmail, whatever I said. that people say they don't understand to start the drama. And thinking that I'm speaking about them. I'm not. If it fits, it fits. Don't make it fit. You know, a saying is, if what I said, if you are a person who cheated, knows that that's not theirs, whoever did it, it's about saying, okay, you were wrong. I'm speaking about whoever did it. I don't know who you are. If you did it, you have to correct it or whatever. That's all I'm saying. I'm not talking bad about you. I'm not talking bad about anyone. For people to come after me, which you don't know me. You're assuming you know me or anyone else that gives out messages. When we get messages, we don't know who they're for. We're just putting it out there. It's up to you. We're just letting you know, okay, somebody out there did something. Or, an ancestor's trying to give you a message or whatever. It depends on what it is. I'm not telling you to, or anyone to assume that everyone does this for you, when, people, find out that they're pregnant or whatever. That doesn't mean that I'm talking about you guys. This way you can have an argument and, assume that, okay, one of you did that, whatever. No. I'm speaking about someone did it. Both parties know, along with whoever else knows. I'm just putting it out there. It needs to be solved. And I'm also putting out, why do people do this? That it needs to be stopped. Instead of going through all this, going through courts, going through this, going through that, especially if you don't, tell the child that it's not their fault, whatever. Okay, please stop wasting time when you guys can put to use how to make yourselves better along with your community, along with making a domino effect for around the world to help each other to make it better. That's my messages. And like we all say, if it's personal, we would say, or it might be personal, but only that person would know. Now, like I said, if we put out different names and all that, it can mean something different or maybe very little about that person, or a person that you need to watch out for, or I don't know, an ancestor's just saying hi to that person. We as messengers do not know. The thing is, again, we all need to stop wasting time, especially before it's too late. And you're sitting at whatever age, being old, rocking on a porch or wherever, saying, oh, I should have listened, or I should have done this. Now where am I? I'm sitting on a porch, old, and I wasted all my time, and I could have done something. La-di-da-da, whatever. Wah. This is why people need to wake up. Remember, we need to do the now. Start doing the now for future to come. I mean, we have kids now, right? People have kids now. We need to teach them the right way and have something for them. This way they could bring it to their future and their children's future, etc., etc. To make it better. I mean, I don't know. So I can see, not understanding something or whatever. But don't say that you don't understand and then go behind people's backs or whatever, or, pretend or whatever. This way you could twist things to make you look right or to benefit or whatever. I'm telling you, we need to start doing things the right way. Anyway, I hope this helps. And I hope everyone, has a great day, night, evening, morning, whatever. And sending lots of love, peace, light, positive thoughts around the world. And thank you, everyone. Ciao.